All right, we're live.
We're live.
All right, we're live on Facebook. Before we dive into our sponsors, we have two amazing guests. One's a two-time guest, Brian. I forgot. Juice? You want me to call you Juice or just Brian Jenkins? Which one?
It does not.
I'm going to say your full name, Brian Juice Jenkins.
Spaceman.
And then my good friend, Stacy Beckton Jr. I think you were our first call-in on the show, and now you're finally here live. Pleasure to have you in, bro.
Ain't that crazy? Calling into the back of the house.
I know. That was a year ago.
A long time ago.
I think, yeah, about a year ago. Okay, then Dave, fresh Cavs tee with the championship.
Yep.
Hopefully they do that this year. I'm not too sure about that
Feeling
one.
like a champion today.
I thought it said locked in, too, on the corner. JT Money, the magic behind the scenes. Fresh locked in tee. Sean, the fresh Fit Meals hat. Looking fresh, bro. All right. All right, let's dive into our sponsors. You want to start with Pep-Boys real quick?
Pep-Boys?
Yeah, dive into it.
Okay, yeah. No, it's the best. The best story is there's nothing more important than having a safe car, for your family, getting around town. And if anything's wrong with your car, take it to Pep-Boys. 2250 West International Speedway, right across from the speed track, like the racetrack. You can't miss it. It's huge. Go see our guys, Richie and Ben, best two guys in the building. They take care of you. Anything you need for the car. And Max, what happens when your car goes?
I'm not gonna lie, mine did that today too.
Take it to Richie.
Yeah,
he'll hook you up.
So, and then we debate with them, of course, sports, and then we
They're
have
good guys.
some
They're good
plans
guys.
in the work with Pep-Boys.
Yeah.
Something in the works.
Yeah, that's just something in the works.
Okay, and then lastly, we have to thank our sponsor, Fit Meals.
Yep.
You can go to myfitmeals.com and start your meal plan whenever you want. I suggest it to you guys too, seriously, because for athletes, it's amazing. It allows you to just gain like muscle, because
bulk up protein.
Beck, if you're trying to guard me, you got to get muscle. I'm just letting you know. So Fit Meals allows you to gain muscle if you're trying to lose weight.
Wow.
It has you eating vegetables. I don't eat vegetables, but I do at Fit Meals. So definitely join them. And what's the number?
844 FIT for you.
You say it like the commercial.
844 FIT for you. So I got to pay the big bucks.
Lastly, I want to thank 104.7 with Frank for allowing us to do the Locked In Minute every morning, the Rock of Daytona. So make sure you check them out, 104.7 around 8:30 a.m. But no matter what time you go and check them out, they play good music. So there we go. Time to dive into it. All right. Beck, Brian, I don't know if you remember this, but when you came in, my Locked In was you're going to get an offer and you're going to commit to a college. And that happened several days later. It's almost like they watched the podcast.
They did.
And then I don't know if you remember, the News Journal's headline was something about locked in. I think it said Brian's locked in.
Yeah, it was something like
something
that.
like that, right? It's almost like the News Journal was watching this podcast or something. Take us through that. So how did that feel?
That felt great. It was like the dream come true, honestly, because when I came on here, I really had nowhere to go, and then after you made that locked in, like a couple days later, I got that offer. So
it's almost like we're starting to get a little leverage, creating fights,
Our
getting offers.
last big live podcast, we got a big fight for one of our guys. So
yeah,
it's like,
it was
got a little
awesome.
Something.
Breaking news. I think that's so awesome though, because for an athlete, everyone I know, their goal to make it in sports is to receive that offer, and there's got to be no better feeling than that when you work hard.
Yeah.
Did you have that similar feeling with you?
Well, getting my first offer was like the best feeling ever. I was like jumping around the house or whatever.
Who was your first offer?
FIU.
FIU.
Yeah. So I got that offer my sophomore year. So that was really big for me, like to keep grinding and everything. So
did that motivate you, or did that give you like a moment to like, damn, I got an offer, I'm good?
I just like at that time that wasn't where I wanted to go. It was just like another option to the list. Growing up, I was a big North Carolina fan, so I always wanted to go there and like play basketball. So I was really striving to go there, but then that kind of fell through. So
you bet Terrell too this year, didn't you? That UNC would beat Duke.
Yeah, I did.
So you always bet against Duke because you don't like Duke, or you just like UNC?
Just a North Carolina fan.
That's like the best rival in college.
Yeah,
North Carolina Duke. They always play
is.
tough. Usually the lesser team wins.
I'm a Duke fan, so I'm a little biased.
Okay.
So for those that don't know, where did you commit to?
Alabama A&M University.
And where do you play for?
American University.
And you're returning there next year to play?
Yeah.
So you're going to be a sophomore next year, correct?
Yeah, sophomore.
What was your freshman experience like?
Freshman experience, it was good. Academic wise, it was rough starting out.
Really?
Just making that transition from like high school to college, and then My spring semester was a really good semester academically. So
that's something obviously. Okay, so you have a whole bunch of student athletes that are trying to become what you guys are. Basically, you guys, believe it or not, are role models within the community because you're going to have young players who sat in those stands and watched you play, and they're going to look up to you and try to be like you guys. So what would you recommend for them going forward? Because the classroom is difficult.
Yeah.
Balancing sports and academics, what would you recommend to do? Is there like a thing that you wish you could have done different? How do you prepare for that?
Just don't take nothing for granted. Like, like do all your work, do all the work you can, and make sure like everything you turn in is like the best it can be.
Because that college life's distracting too.
Yeah.
So it's
very
just
distracting.
time management, very distracting.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. So is that something your main focus is on it too?
Yeah, school is real big. I think the thing that struck me with the classroom was like I knew if I didn't have that, there would be no next level for me. So I knew I needed the classroom to elevate to where I wanted to get to. So it was all about 1-2 for me. Like every time I woke up in the morning, I just knew like I gotta focus.
And coaches look at that too.
Yeah,
like they look at if you're smart on and off because that
For
translates.
sure.
That's like basketball IQ, football IQ. What would you say? It's easy to like say, "Oh, I want to be like them."
Mm-hmm.
I saw something like on Twitter. It was like Kobe Bryant. He was like, "I wake up at 3." It's obviously back when he was playing. He was like, "I woke up at 3, practice at 4 to 6, take a break, eat, relax. Then I worked out at like 9 to 10. Then I took a break, relaxed, came back 7 through 10." So, is there a specific routine that you'd suggest? Because I know you would be working out all different types, like different gyms, different times. Would you suggest anything for the younger players what to do?
I mean, me personally, I just like whatever opportunity is to like work out or get a good run in, I'm trying to like seize that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just like taking advantage of whatever you can.
Opportunities?
Yeah.
You're still working out and with Mainland's team and whatnot?
No, because I have a class 7 period, so I can't work out with them. But after school, my school that I committed to sent me a workout, so I always get that in after school. I just finished track season 2, so I was
How'd you do in
both.
track?
We did pretty good. We got the state.
Damn. You said, like, yeah, pretty good. We just got this thing.
Yeah.
Does that help you, like, relate to your football game?
Yeah. It helps me, like leg endurance and speed. That was one of my biggest things. Like coaches always say, you can coach a lot of things, but you can't coach speed. So I always ran to try to keep up.
Speed kills.
Yeah.
It really does. That's something I know you guys got on me about for being slow. Hey, that's how I play smart, though. That's how you play smart.
That's how he works too. He works a little slow.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said that's how you work too.
I work hard, man. I work hard to perfect my craft.
That's awesome. No, I got a question for Stace real
Yeah,
quick.
for sure.
I saw on Instagram you were in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
Do you have any other planned trips like with the team this year going to another country? How cool was that to go to Australia?
It was a great experience. Australia is very like diverse.
Yeah.
It's a big tourist attraction. So, and we stayed like right down the street from like the Sydney Harbor, so we got to experience like everyone like in like their company. So
That's awesome.
How did you do?
first game we played like the best team in Sydney, so it was kind of rough. They kind of bullied us around, but we fought through. We only lost by 11, so that was good.
Your team, do you have like a lot of I actually don't know this about you, surprisingly. So your team's a young, older? Is it like new guys filling in old shoes? What is it?
My team's very young. Last year he played 8 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and
Wow.
3 juniors. So we have no seniors. So
Damn.
yeah,
That's
so we
good,
got-
though.
Reminds me of the
yeah.
Lakers. The Lakers. Brian, so going into your freshman year, how could you make an impact? I remember asking you this question last time, but now that you know where you're going to, is there a specific thing that you know you can work on and perfect in order to make an immediate impact as soon as you get there?
My goal is to go up there and start as a true freshman. So, like whatever I have to do to get on the field as soon as possible, that's what I'm willing to do. So whether that's special teams in the return game or starting that slot, or if I got to move to the backfield, like whatever I have to do to get on the field as a true freshman. So, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, man. That really is. One thing I would say about playing college basketball and playing college football comes with like a lot of responsibility. Like you said, like everybody has their eyes on you. Have you noticed a change in people's like reactions talking to you ever since you committed? Like ever since you played college basketball, when you come back, do you see a difference in people and their personality with you?
Yeah, most definitely.
For sure.
Yeah, most definitely. People, they kind of treat you different. Like, you know, they watch you with a magnifying glass. You know, everything you do is like magnifying times 10. So, you know, you always.
So you see the fakes, but then you see the real.
Yeah, you know, it's like when like I had a lot of people before I signed that was like nowhere around. Then it was like a whole lot of congratulations, and I always believed in you. But you know, you have some people, you know, supporting cast that was with you throughout the whole situation. So
You got to surround yourself around great people.
yeah.
That's for sure. How about you?
Like after playing a season of college basketball, I felt like the supporting cast grew. More people wanted to be like involved of what I have like going on. So
You got momentum.
Yeah.
So when people see momentum, they obviously gravitate towards momentum.
yeah.
Damn. You got anything?
Yeah. I just
That's
want
how
to
you
definitely
do.
say we got Stacy and Brian joining the show. Two, I think the most underrated thing about college athletes, what you need to be a college athlete to be a professional athlete. One is work ethic, and two is intelligence. Like not even intelligent outside, like in the, you know, outside the gym, but inside the gym. All the players are athletic to the college game. It's if you work harder than the next person, and if you're smarter than the next person. Chris Paul to John Wall.
Oh, boy. You about to start up the Chris Paul
No,
debate.
no Chris Paul, just in general. John Wall is more talented and faster and stronger, can jump better than Chris Paul. But Chris Paul is a better basketball player. He's just smarter. I think he works harder than him. So I just think those two are things are the most underrated thing about college athletes.
You brought up Chris Paul. I just want to ask their opinion because I know they both love basketball.
Okay, sure.
So if I were to ask you guys, has Chris Paul underachieved? What would be your first reaction?
I mean,
It's a tough question. I know.
It
This is where
is.
Dave and I disagree, but we had a truce, and I'll explain it after you guys explain.
we talked about this before.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say for like not the competition, but the players on his team, he didn't underachieve because he didn't have like. I mean, he had a couple All-Stars, but he didn't
Blake
have like
Griffin, DeAndre Jordan.
He made those guys all-stars.
Yeah, I
and
mean-
without them, they're not all-stars anymore.
Yeah. And then again, playing in the West is like the best conference in the NBA. So
You don't think he did underachieve?
no, I don't think he did.
How about you?
I don't think he underachieved at all.
Two smart, good-looking people right here, Max. I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm the only one that says he's underachieved.
And the fact I heard today for the first time ever blew my mind. And I'm like a so pro Chris Paul guy. He's the only player in NBA history. Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, any player in the world of basketball. He's the only player that led 3 different organizations, 3 different NBA teams, and their highest win season ever. Like as a New Orleans Pelican,
that
they got the
is
most wins
incredible.
ever.
That's incredible.
The most wins the Clippers have ever got, Chris Paul is on the team. And then the Rockets, who won championships, Akeem Olajuwon, they got the most wins ever this year with Chris Paul. Like that's something,
Okay, so-
Cuzzo. That's something.
No, I'll get into it while
That's a
we
great
have them.
stat.
But before I get into my side of it, okay,
Sure.
so he plays Golden State, obviously, in the Western Conference
Yeah,
Finals.
that's gonna be
If
awesome.
he gets swept, is that just supposed to be blown under the rug? Like, is that not underachieving? No?
Is he?
Because he's going to lose to Golden State within 1 or 2 games, my prediction. I don't think Houston Rockets match up with them defensively. Like, Draymond's going to be the key factor
But
in why the
almost
Warriors win.
everyone thinks Golden State's going to win, right? That's kind of common.
Let's talk to your boy over here. He thinks Houston's going to win.
Dude, they have a legit shot. I think
Yeah.
they got a good shot, but
I mean,
Golden State's the favorite going in.
yeah, they definitely are. But I think Houston definitely has like matchup problems for Golden State as well.
They do. Yeah, they do. And they
But-
could shoot the lights out, of course. So
Yeah.
whoever shoots better that night could be a threat.
Yeah.
But that doesn't hurt Chris Paul if he gets swept at all.
I don't think it hurts him. Is
I don't
he?
think-
Is he the best player on the Rockets for it to be viewed like it's his fault? If they
Yeah, it'd
James
be-
Harden's the best player on the Rockets.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I don't think that will hurt Chris Paul's legacy. It might, but I don't think it's solely on him to blame. Like he's not solely to blame if they do lose.
Okay, so tell me why he's on an all-time great scale when you come to point guards. Arguably probably top 5 when it's all said and done, right?
Top 5 best point guard ever.
So how come he's not getting graded like one?
No, he is.
If he gets swept, that's a blemish. If LeBron, I know LeBron's on a different scale, but if he were to get swept, you wouldn't hear the end of it.
He has got swept in the NBA Finals to the Spurs.
Okay, but in the finals, Chris Paul's never been there. I'm
I know,
talking
but
about this
players
is his
get
first
swept all
time
the
to the
time.
Western Conference Finals, and he gets swept.
Kobe Bryant's got swept. It happens.
But he has 5 championships.
I know, but people get swept. People lose games. Tom Brady lost.
I mean, I just think like if he gets swept, it'll be more like James Harden to blame because it's James Harden's team.
Yeah.
He's the MVP this year, James Harden. Like, he's won.
Which
Chris
should
Paul
be
is
LeBron
too.
also.
Yeah,
It should be LeBron,
it should
right?
be LeBron.
Wow.
I mean, you see it in this playoffs. If you took LeBron James away from this Cleveland Cavaliers team, your second best player is Kevin Love, who averaged 11 points in the first round.
Yeah, he's been bad.
So it's like, how is he not the most valuable? Because we're not talking about who had the best season. That'd be a different award. It's who's the most valuable.
Yeah.
It's LeBron, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And he's not going to
He
receive
played-
probably one vote
He played all 82 games too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
in year
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
Every night you can count on him. And Harden he was hurt and he was off for like 10 games. Houston went like 8-2 without him because Chris Paul's so
Yeah.
good and
Yeah.
they have such a great team, good
And the
coach,
system.
great system. Yeah, exactly. One of the best benches in the league. They went 8-2
I
without
know
Harden.
they have Joe Johnson, Eric Gordon,
Eric Gordon's a stud.
Uh,
Ryan Anderson.
Gerald Green,
Yeah.
Capella, Nene. Well, Capella's in the starting lineup,
Yeah.
but Nene, they're stacked. So
Yeah.
for him to get MVP just because he had the most outstanding season, and then Russell Westbrook averages a triple-double the first season. That's why he gets the MVP. He averages the second season. Now it's not supposed to be important. I
They
think
got a
it's just
shot
LeBron
against Golden
fatigue.
State. You were just naming that roster. That roster's stacked. Trevor Ariza, you didn't name. PJ Tucker's
You
legit.
can't beat the Warriors. It's like trying to beat Mike Tyson and like going toe-to-toe.
He got knocked out once.
He did.
That's a good point. Actually, I shouldn't have brought up that example. But okay, I shouldn't have brought up that example. That's not true. Okay.
All right, guys. Good night.
But my point being is like I don't think you could beat the Warriors doing what they do best. Like I feel like you have to be physical with them. You have to play great defense, kind of like what Cleveland did that year they won, but they didn't have Kevin Durant. So now you add the second best player in the world, plus Steph Curry, plus Clay, plus Draymond. I just don't think they lose. Injuries is what's going to hurt them. Like injuries and then like ego. Because if Clay gets like a huge contract from the Lakers, he may leave. And then that's why I think that's how it could go downhill. Make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's,
I have one. You're a LeBron fan, right?
Yeah.
let's go.
Big bro.
He knew he was getting locked in tonight, so he wore the Cavs shirt. Does he have a chance to be the GOAT?
In my opinion, he is the GOAT.
I agree. I agree. So you're not going to hear any argument from me. So you think he's the GOAT. If he retired today, he's the GOAT.
If he was to retire today, he's my GOAT.
Does he have a chance to be the greatest?
He the most definitely has a chance. I feel like he has 5 more years in him. So
Yeah.
Like elite years. I'm not even talking about just 5 more years. He has
I mean,
5
his last
elite.
2 years might be like iffy, but
What he's doing this year is impressive.
yeah.
In year 15.
In year 15,
breaking every Jordan record there is in the book.
It's amazing.
Well, he just did the Toronto, LeBronto, but like,
LeBron.
yeah, what he just did to them.
That
was-
game winner with the one leg, one hand
yeah,
in the corner, averaging 34 points, basically a triple-double. He's just like 2 assists shy of averaging a triple-double for the whole series.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Someone on Facebook Live wrote Chris Paul equals point God. That's pretty good. I like that. I just thought of something good. Chris Paul equals point God.
Oh my God, man!
I'm stealing it. Was it? It's our buddy.
So you think he has a shot, but if he were to retire today, he's not the GOAT.
I would definitely think like he's in the running for it, but
It's Jordan.
yeah, I mean it's still like debatable in my opinion.
I mean, of course, it's debatable. Like if someone says Jordan, I'm not gonna be like you're drunk, but I'm gonna say, oh, you got something?
Yeah, no, it's definitely debatable right now. The next 3-4 years are the make or break years.
Yeah.
If he goes, just say if he goes he stays in Cleveland, goes to the NBA Finals 3 out of the next 4 years, doesn't win another NBA Final, it could just be Jordan. If he stays in Cleveland and wins one like this year or next year, he is. Or if he goes to a Houston, just say Golden State beats him, they sweep him, right? So LeBron joins Houston and they win 3 straight, he's the GOAT.
So okay,
Like or if he goes to Houston and wins nothing, then he's not. Like I think the next 3-4 years are the make or break years.
I feel like I'm the biggest LeBron James fan there is.
Okay.
I don't even think he wins this year. Like as great as you
Oh,
play,
and-
you
yeah.
have to have a supporting cast. Like
Yeah.
he averaged 35 points in a triple-double with Kyrie and still only won one game.
Yeah.
So if assuming they lose, which they most likely will,
Sure.
if they even beat Boston, that may win the 76ers series, well, most likely will win that series.
Sure.
Does he definitely leave? Like it's set in stone, he leaves.
No. I think he stays. I've been saying this for 6
Yeah, I
months.
think he stays. Like, where would he go?
L.A., Philadelphia, or the Spurs.
I don't like him in LA.
Philly. Looks
Why?
exciting.
Why don't you like him in L.A.?
You like him in? You think Philly?
Philly looks exciting.
I love because I think he would be the scorer. Ben's the playmaker, so it allows LeBron James to rest. And then on top of that, you have Joel Embiid. And then when he does get older and decline, you have a young unit to carry him.
Markelle Fultz.
Markelle Fultz is getting benched and he's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't count Markelle Fultz. I think he's a bust, to be honest.
I mean, this is his first year, though.
Yeah,
And
he got hurt.
And he was injured a lot of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the shoulder injury.
Why isn't he playing right now?
It's tough minutes.
Rotation.
Yeah.
He hasn't had that experience throughout the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So you
playoffs
don't
is a
think he's a
whole nother
bust?
level.
No. It's gonna take that
Wow.
time to like develop.
I feel like Skip Bayless over here. Maybe he should take a break.
No, I think Fultz actually has a good shot, like Jamal Crawford. A
That's a
really
good
good bench
compar- yeah,
player,
offense.
scores, dribbles, handles the ball, handles the second team, and Jamal Crawford's probably not a great first overall pick like Fultz
Yeah, I'm about to
was,
say it's,
but no, Crawford's had an awesome NBA career. I think that's what Fultz can be.
so you back to your point. You said L.A. You don't think that's a good spot for him, even
I
if
mean,
Paul
I don't
George
think-
goes there.
Nah. So look, Paul George and LeBron.
Yeah. So yeah, you'd have.
I mean, but that means they would like have to give somebody up.
For sure. Like probably
You can't
Julius
keep the pieces
Randle
they
and
have.
Kuzma, something like
Yeah.
that. Just with money
I still
and
would
just with
take
spot.
that though because you have Lonzo as the playmaker. You have George as the scorer. He can guard the Durants, the Kawhi Leonards. LeBron can take a break defensively, and then on top of that, you have Brandon Ingram. So they could literally match up with anybody. Like off every pick and roll today's all about matchups and switches. They could literally switch with everybody. But the only problem is they're in the West.
I think he'll have the same problem he's having right now in Cleveland.
Really?
With that LA team.
So why would he?
I think they're too
stay?
young.
Yeah.
I think Philly and the Lakers are too young for him. I really do. I think Houston's the spot if he does leave.
If he goes to LA, I don't think he'll win a championship.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just think they're too young.
Yeah.
So okay, but Philly, he at least stays in the East.
Right.
And then but I think the Spurs is an underrated option. If they keep Kawhi, so he always wanted to play, well, not always wanted to play, but he always has nothing but nice things to say about Greg Popovich, arguably the best coach in the game, him or Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
Then you have Kawhi Leonard, who's a top 5 player in the league when healthy. And the Spurs system. Why wouldn't you go to the Spurs if it's all about winning championships?
But, I mean, some reports say Kawhi wants out, though.
Yeah.
And Tony
Maybe he's coming to Cleveland.
Manu's up there in age. Tony Parker's up there in age.
Okay, so not LA, not Philly, not the Spurs.
And the LeBron, like I don't see him in San Antonio. It just doesn't
Yeah.
He's too
fit.
big
Like in
for
his
San
people,
Antonio.
I don't see him
Yeah.
in San Antonio.
I think they're like in the rebuilding stage anyway, so
And with great point about Manu, super old. Parker, super
He's
old.
probably
They're
retiring
done.
too, to be honest,
Yeah.
Manu.
Like Houston's a big city. Texas, that's like a big spot. West Coast, like it's
But you realize how much you'd have
Tri-State's
to
in
give
Cleveland.
up if he goes to Houston. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like he goes and then this roster stays complete. You'd probably give up, like, Trevor Ariza, Eric Gordon, like, key
Yeah.
pieces that
one
make
or
this
two of
offense.
them. Yeah.
but he'll make up for everything they're doing right
Yeah.
now.
But you think he would fit with James Harden, who's ball dominant,
Yes.
with Chris Paul, who's pretty much ball dominant?
Yes. All
I mean,
three of those guys. are just,
Kyrie was ball dominant.
Yeah.
damn.
I know you have a good point, but
That's
I
a
mean
great
now,
point.
but now there's two of them though. It's more than just dealing with I gotta gel. We've never seen LeBron in a big three where there's not a big. Like it's been him, a guard. I mean, and a big.
For
We've
one-
never had just two guards with him.
That's a good point. For one, it's the bigs are kind of dropping away in the NBA. It is what it is. It's a guard league. It's a
Yeah.
shooting league. Two, when James Harden's in the game, Chris Paul is not on the ball. He kind of is a corner guy, shoot threes, and then on rebounds and transition, Paul takes over the guard game, or when Harden sits. So like when Harden's in the game for the first 8-9 minutes of the game, that's his ball.
Yeah.
Like that, and Paul can shoot good. He sets picks. He does
That
smart
would be a
things.
nice squad. That would.
No, they would be good together. They
But Chris Paul's 33, so LeBron would be 33 going on 34.
2-3 years left of their peak.
But what
Harden?
happens when he what if he could play more? So he has like an aging roster. That's why I think, and
He's
it sounds
aging.
crazy, but
He's only got 3-4 years left.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I definitely think he wants to get a young unit to rise up for him when he ages. What, we got a call?
Could be.
Oh boy, producers.
Let me try it. Keep talking. Keep rolling.
All right, I'll keep talking. All right, guys. I have a couple more. Call in.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay,
Damn, people.
we'll keep it rolling. Do you guys remember your locked-ins?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No, I can go for 10 more hours if you want and need me to, but whatever. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to give my locked in.
You had Boston or Philly. You got Boston closing it out, right? And then you have, for sure, Cleveland beating Boston. That's going to be a better series than you think. Boston's legit. Brad Stevens is the best coach right now.
I don't know if I could rely on Boston to win this series right away. Like I don't think it's as easy as everybody thinks. Yeah, they're up 3-1, but who's your superstar? Like you have better coaching, you have a better system. Al Horford seems to be like their best person. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are nice. Terry Rozier, Rob's boy, is
Tatum's
awesome.
Been good. Tatum's been their stud.
I just think they may have figured it out where it's a little more compelling than what people think. But I'll take the Celtics. Coach Ham. Okay, so I'll take Celtics.
Okay.
I think they probably, what are they playing tonight? They'll probably win tonight, maybe win in 6. So then you got Celtics, Cavs. I'd take the Cavs in 5 or 6.
Okay. Brian, probably maybe last question. Did you watch the draft? Do you like the NFL draft?
Yeah, I liked it.
Anything jumped at you? Or like, damn.
The fact Lamar Jackson fell to number 32.
Fell.
Yeah, he by far, in my opinion, was the best player in the draft.
Wow.
Okay, let's get into this. I like
this.
this.
Okay, so now, you open that up now.
You ready for this? I think I turned 360 on Lamar. I think he's going to be awesome in the NFL now.
I think he's going to be good.
I think he's going to be better than what people think.
I think
especially in Baltimore. I like him. I'm telling you.
You think he's the best player in the draft?
I don't know.
I thought
I'm a Sam Darnold guy.
In the draft. That's no knock to Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen, because my favorite was Josh Rosen. But when you look at it, Lamar, you could question his throwing, but he didn't have any elite receivers to throw the ball to.
100% agree.
His best passes were drop passes by his receivers. He threw some very accurate passes that were just drop, and that you can't blame him.
It's a good point.
He's a better athlete than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
No, he's a freakish athlete.
So
what's his ceiling?
Michael Vick.
So Michael Vick's a ceiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably the most Michael Vick player we've seen since Michael Vick. Deshaun Watson is not Michael Vick the way Lamar Jackson is Michael Vick.
Are you a Sam Darnold guy at all or no?
I mean, I like Sam Darnold, but I thought his senior year wasn't that well.
I love junior year.
Junior, yeah.
Junior year. I love Sam Darnold.
I just figured
me too.
Before the season, he had a lot of Heisman hype surrounding him. I don't think he played up to that.
Everything that I hear is that the coach, Clay Helton for USC, is not good.
Yeah.
So he wasn't coached well, and then the rest of the roster wasn't great. So he was literally pulling them on their back to get 8 or 9 wins.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's got an it factor. I think he's going to be a better pro than college player.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel the same way about it.
I think Sam Darnold could be an Andrew Luck type.
Yeah, agree.
Like, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, did you watch the draft? You're in NFL, right?
A little bit.
A little bit. Do you have a team?
Green Bay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They had a good draft.
They did.
They needed corners, and they got good corners. Like, they got a good
and
draft.
arguably, of course, they have the best quarterback in the league. So whenever you have that, you have a chance.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Baker Mayfield? He's smiling, laughing.
I'm iffy on Baker. I like him, but I don't think he should have been the number 1 pick.
No.
Yeah, that was my wow in the draft.
Yeah, that wowed me too. I forgot all about that. That was a wow for me.
Yeah, I think Baker going number 1 is ridiculous. Like
we have Donnie saying Darnold had nobody to throw to after Juju left.
Yeah, that's why
That's a good point too, though.
No coaching and a bad roster, and I think he pulled 8-9 wins out of the team. He's going to be an absolute stud.
The thing with that is the same case wouldn't be made for Lamar, though, in my opinion. Lamar he's not a good thrower. He should change positions. But Darnold kind of had some of these same struggles that people viewed that Lamar had. So now, if you say Lamar had nobody to throw to and Darnold had nobody to throw to, you got to make the same case for both of them.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
That's a great point. However, it's the NFL prototype quarterback.
Yeah.
If it's Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Phil Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, most of them are 6'3", 6'5",
Yeah.
mostly in the pocket, can move a little bit, some of them, but that's how quarterback. Lamar is that outlier.
Yeah.
But I think Lamar could be Michael Vick. When Michael Vick, as his high, MVP candidate, took Atlanta to the playoffs every year. Like, no one... I remember Michael Vick when Michael Vick was the best player in the league.
He was a beast.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. He was unstoppable.
I'm upset. Damn.
Ooh,
I'm
whoa,
upset
producer
that
over there.
the Giants passed up on a quarterback. I think they definitely should have taken a quarterback.
Yeah, Darnold.
Especially Eli, like, aging, and this is such a heavy, like, quarterback-type draft.
Yeah.
But one thing I'll say about Baker, I definitely think we had the same bet, right? We both agreed that
He's out of the league in 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, he's out.
out of the league.
Out of the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he
Baker?
makes it.
Yeah. He has a
RG3, Tebow.
he doesn't have his head on right. I feel like
he's out.
he's too
Johnny Manziel.
I,
Yeah.
I think he's more focused than what Johnny was, though. Johnny
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
For sure.
Johnny was living a life.
Johnny was
life.
He's
that
still
college
living.
life.
Yeah.
He's still living
Yeah,
the
I
life.
heard something happened with
Drugs and
drugs
pills and
recently. He had
Calvin
something-
Ridley. The only one receiver picked in the first round.
No, it was two.
Who was the second one?
DJ Moore from Maryland went before him, which that shouldn't have happened either. But I'm glad that happened because I'm a Falcons fan and Calvin really came to Atlanta. So.
That was like the most, I think the best, the pick that was just so lucky that I can't believe he lasted at 25. Like he's a stud wide receiver. Alabama, I think is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And he fell all the way down to 25. I thought it was a great pick.
Did you like Matt Ryan's contract?
No,
No.
not at all. I'm a fan of Matt Ryan, but I just don't think he doesn't give us that Super Bowl touch. He's made it to the NFC Championship game multiple times. He made it to the Super Bowl once. You blew a 28-3 lead. Like I just think if I was Arthur Blank, I'm trying to find a quarterback for the future. I'm not giving him a contract extension.
Wow.
I kind of like that. We argue, and it's not the Matt Stafford argument, so we won't get even into that. He's definitely better than Matt Stafford,
Yeah.
but I still don't agree with paying Matt Ryan the number one. So he's the highest paid player in the league, the highest paid quarterback in the league. No one in the world, Matt Ryan's wife does not think that Matt Ryan's the best quarterback in the league. So I don't get that concept. It's like, why pay someone more? So now they're going to have to cut their left tackle. They might not be able to pay Julio. It's like, why overpay for someone? I just don't get it.
I think because
I don't get
the
it.
quarterback's clearly the most important position in all of
Agreed.
sports.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, like, I think there's a fear, like a sense of fear when you lose a quarterback. Because these people, at the end of the day, it's a business and it's about having jobs. And it's about performing your job well. And if you lose a quarterback, that may be your job because your season may just plummet right then and there. Yeah. That's the only thing I could think of because that is a lot of money for a quarterback, but it has a high demand.
If he doesn't win a Super Bowl with this supporting cast offensively, I don't.
Donnie says, without a quarterback, you cannot win and had no choice. You have to pay and do a QB, though.
There's always a choice.
Oh, boy. You ready
Like-
to get started?
Just maybe you can, you can trade him for almost anybody. Like you could trade him for. You guys are gonna be like crazy. I don't have Matt Ryan crazy that much better than Case Keenum, who led the Vikings
No,
like
I don't think you're
13-3.
crazy for that.
So what I'm saying is,
I mean, you could. That's a good
so
take.
you can like say, hey, I'll trade Matt Ryan to Case Keenum. You give me your first round pick, and Denver has him, and Von Miller. So imagine you add Atlanta, who probably needs one more rush. You get Von Miller and a first round pick, and then you just get Keenum to take over Matt Ryan. It's like that team's stacked. Like,
Makes sense.
With the weapons, they don't need an elite quarterback. They don't. Julio
Yeah.
Calvin.
Just
Ridley,
get the ball to
Sanu.
Julio.
They just got rid of Taylor Gabriel, but you still have Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman in the backfield.
Yep.
Defensively, they're sound defensively. So I don't think you need an elite quarterback when you have elite surrounding pieces.
There's always.
You
decisions.
sound like you want to be a part of Locked In right
I
now.
know,
That's
I
what
like
it sounded
it.
like. You're
He's
like going to be
going
our
the
NFL
depth chart and the
breakdown.
running back spots. I love this. Cool.
Talk about. I told you guys that you guys are like role models within the community, and if you just go like on social media, you'll see that people just see you guys and say congratulations all the time. See you're grinding. What would be your one message to everybody out there that's watching? Do you have one thing that you would say? One statement. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I know people obviously like to hear from you guys.
Just like I was always told to like do whatever to stand out amongst the stars. It's like however many stars in the universe, be that star that stands out.
Damn, I like that quote. Who told you that?
Fred Morrell.
I like that.
Boat.
How about you?
Don't just, mine would be a lion doesn't concern himself with opinion of sheep. Don't pay attention to the outsiders. Don't feed into the noise. There's going to be a lot of naysayers when you're chasing something. People will make fun of you, tell you can't do something. I just think the biggest thing for me, I would just tell the kids stay focused. Stay focused. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What I'm
Love
saying
it.
is, yeah, can you get that? Because we're about to get locked in. I wanted to just get it. Yeah, I know. I wanted to end and just take a video for them getting locked in. Cool? No, like you can end the Instagram live. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And we could just take the video of them getting locked in so we can get it to them and all that. Cool. Just make sure you say that for me. Thank you. All right. It's time to get locked in. You ready?
Sounds good, man.
You want to go first, bro?
Sure. I love it. I love going first. My locked in is that Stacy and Brian, like we've been so into 386 and bringing everyone up, and everyone keeps on saying they don't have the athletes here, they don't have good players here. 386 is on the way back. Like it just is. I just think that there's so many. We have 2 college athletes right here. Who knows what the future holds? And I just think the 386 is coming back up a little bit. I got good vibes. We got Colin, who's going to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from Father Lopez,
Yeah, he's
right?
smooth.
So it's just like we're coming.
All right.
We're
I
coming.
like that.
Okay.
Before you get locked in, we didn't really talk about the Mainland Atlantic. So who's going to be the powerhouse going forward?
There's nothing to talk about.
Wow. I know it's a little rivalry there because you're going to be an alumni now for
Yeah.
alumni Buccaneer. So Mainland just has it?
Yeah, I mean, they came to Buck Paradise. That was a close game.
Buck Paradise.
They fought hard, but of course, Johnny Downtown Brown at the buzzer, layup for the win.
Best
then-
nickname, best name in the business.
Yeah, and then what
He is smooth. The one thing my critique of him, and this is nothing negative, of course, and everyone has room to improve. He has probably the most length in Volusia County.
Yeah.
Because, Colin's moving up. Why doesn't he be more aggressive? Because when he attacks and he decides to attack the rim, nobody can stop him.
Yeah. I think that's something that has to be coached into him.
What grade is he in?
He's a junior right now, so he's an upcoming senior.
So this is going to be a big year for him.
Yeah, I think with Coach Joe, he'll definitely put that dog in Johnny. I've watched their basketball workouts.
So you're hooping too?
No, I'm not.
He came out of the car saying, I'm better than Beck.
I might be. No, I'm just playing. But Johnny has some aggressiveness. I know you guys aren't there and able to see it, but he's starting to add some aggressiveness to his game. So I'm excited. But yeah, back to the Mainland Atlantic. Then what do you guys call your gym? The Shark Tank?
Oh, yeah, it's a Shark Tank. Don't get it twisted. It's a Shark Tank.
The bathtub.
Man. You're talking to 2 Atlantic alumni. 3.
We came to Atlantic and won too. So
You're forgetting the past, though. Just because you win 2 of the most recent games doesn't mean you forget the past.
I can only go off of my senior year. We won.
So that means my senior year, we won both games, too.
Yeah.
Right. So then at that time, Mainland is ahead right now.
Coach Ham said Spruce Creek girls won 386 in basketball, boys and girls.
It's facts.
Wait, Tom. What did he say?
It's facts.
Wait, I didn't get that. He
No,
said-
congrats to the girls, but boys.
Yeah, he said boys and girls.
Congratulations
won
to the
state,
girls.
so-
The girls won state. The girls
Yeah.
shocked me. The girls shocked me.
Yeah, that was awesome. Talk
was
about
awesome.
386 on the rise.
Yeah,
that was
386 on the way
awesome.
up.
Yeah, the girls most definitely shocked me. But if it
Jayla.
was, Jay Hamels. Yeah,
So good.
Yeah, she's insane.
Yeah. But
So
boys,
well, you have to speak up. So you think Atlantic's going to be the powerhouse still?
It depends on what moves are made this summer, but
Free agency.
yeah.
we
it's like a couple rumors going around. So
we signed Jordan Sears. So
That is true. That's a pretty big acquisition to have.
I was shocked with that move, but
why?
Now let's just all seriousness.
Jordan's gonna be riding next year
All
in a new
seriousness.
car.
I think
that new Honda.
I always
scandal going on.
The 2019s are nice.
all
What are
I'm
you talking
saying,
about?
all I'm saying is this. I know people are probably bashing him for doing it, but if you had a better job opportunity, wouldn't you take it?
Yeah.
If you had a better place to get, a better opportunity, you'd always take it. So I'm not bashing
always
Jordan
respect
for what
it.
he did.
Always.
No, he's smart. I think high school you have to do what's best for you. Look,
In your future.
You look at me. I went from Warner to Creek, from Creek to Mainland. I needed better opportunities to better myself. I'm not saying anything like because I don't know what happened at Atlantic or what was going on, but I mean he's seen an opportunity, he took it. You can be mad at him, loyalty wise, but at the same time, it's his future.
Loyalty is a little
you gotta
overrated.
do what's best for you.
It
Always.
is.
Because I understand like family loyalty, that's your bro, but as far as wishing someone to have a better future, that's like not loyalty. That's more about just looking at opportunities.
Yeah.
Like you choose the best college that's for you. That's not you not being loyal. That's you just taking advantage of an opportunity.
Yeah.
I went to Atlantic from Creek to Atlantic because it was a better opportunity.
Yeah.
But Stacy, I'm surprised you're not speaking up as much as you are. I'm going to say it. Atlantic is not done as far as moving forward. They're not done.
They're gonna shock the county next year, but
they definitely have great players. AJ, DeWarren, Beans. Yes, Beans.
He's been dominating ever since he was a freshman.
Yeah, he has been. He has been.
Howard says he locks up Beck all the time ever since his freshman year. That's what he said.
No way.
Kendall, he's
a shooter.
Yeah, he's good.
So you better be careful.
I just think it's like everybody, they have to step into their role that they have to play in next year. So
I mean, we're only
Just
losing
feeling
2
that
seniors
spot.
though, so I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. I think this is about to be like the most Mainland runs the county in basketball since Vince played.
That's a big statement. That's a big statement.
Since Vince was going through the legs, arming the hoop, this is about to be Mainland runs the county in basketball.
Vince is going to be on Locked In soon too.
Well,
Damn,
gonna happen.
VC, Coach Giddens.
he
Just because he's on doesn't mean I'm backing down. I'm still sticking up for Atlantic. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, Mainland's the best because he's here. I think Atlantic.
No, I'm showing. I'm gonna be Mainland Buck. Oh, for sure. Be like, Vince, what up? Go Bucks. I'm showing out.
I'm just saying. I think like it's almost like the Pacers. Like nobody thought they would have a good year after like one of their main guys leaves, but actually it was surprising they had a really good year. That's what I think it's going to be like for Atlantic because you lost Jordan, but it's like when I played with you, I think it was my junior year, your sophomore year, we had a stacked team with like James, Cornelius, and everyone's like, oh damn, they're losing a lot of seniors, but then it allows more people to step up in their role.
Sometimes you can have too many players. Sometimes is bad.
Yeah.
So if one
That
player
can
leaves, more minutes for certain guys, and they can fill
Develop.
the role, know the role, could work out.
No
Could work
disrespect
out.
to Coach Joe, no disrespect to Coach Howard. It's going to be a healthy rivalry,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's a
awesome.
rivalry. It's not one-sided. That's all I'm saying.
No, not at all. I mean, it's leaning towards the Mainland side. I mean, we went 2-0 this year, so I mean, I watched Atlantic dominate the county. So like to have our boys beat them.
It's almost like when we got a
it's
high
an
school.
accomplishment. It's accolades.
All right, man. It's time. You got you locked in?
My locked in is Braun is going to the NBA Finals, and he's gonna win. That's my locked in.
Wait. Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Ramon James is going to the NBA Finals, and he's going to win.
All right, that's your locked in. You're recorded. So
that's my
you
locked
think he beats this Golden State Warriors?
I think he beats this goal. I think the Cavs have gotten so much better since the first round. Like the way they just blew past Toronto and everybody stepped up. You got George Hill shooting the ball well, Kyle Korver, Kevin Love stepped up some. I think they beat him.
7?
I'm going 6. 6.
If you call this, you're a legend.
The Warriors that have been hurt, like Curry's battling that ankle injury, Kevin Durant. I mean, they've all been hurt. At one point in time, it was Durant, Green.
It does
Clay.
take one injury.
Yeah.
If
It does,
one of those
it does.
main 4 get hurt, they
They've
got a
had
shot.
lucky streak so far.
They got a shot.
That's why I wanted OKC. I'm an OKC fan. I wanted them to play Golden State the first round.
So you admit Westbrook is a stat pattern?
No,
Think you're cool with that?
not a chance.
He is.
Bro,
No.
I've had
He's a
this
great
debate
player.
with Dave.
Russell Westbrook, a really good player.
Listen, Russell Westbrook
Oh my god.
has no self-awareness. That's my thing. He's probably the most athletic NBA guard,
Yeah.
arguably of
Player.
all time. Like, I'm not taking away that he's a terrific player. I'm not taking away he's not crazy athletic. But I think we lost track of a team, and it's about winning and making others better. When Ricky Rubio sold him out, why guard Ricky Rubio full court? That actually hurt your team defensively because you're supposed to be there in the rotations.
His pride. Yeah.
That's pride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's coachable, to be honest.
Neither do I. And if you notice, everybody that plays with them, their numbers go down, and everybody that leaves him, their numbers go up. James Harden, Kevin Durant, Victor Oladipo. I mean, Sabonis' numbers even went up. Carmelo was on his way down, but to dip the way he did,
Yeah.
that's not just a coincidence. You don't
I
dip.
mean, that's Melo's fault, though. I mean, he didn't produce the way he was supposed to produce.
Westbrook took 80 shots in 2 games.
Like
He had to.
no.
But did he have to? That's
the
why
level.
people don't want to play
Paul
with
George
them anymore.
had 5 points in a Game 7 series. He's
You're-
supposed to be a superstar.
You're a shooter, though. You know it's all about finding your rhythm.
I think
Yeah.
Westbrook tries to be like Kobe too much.
He was
I mean,
2 for 13, was it?
he's pulling double, like, he's double teamed and he's still pulling threes. Like, he's not that great of a shooter to be doing stuff like that.
He's actually statistically the worst 3-point shooter in the league. To those that
but
qualify.
he was doing whatever it took to give his chance, a team to.
I was just gonna say
give his
that.
team a chance to win.
There's 2 buses. There's a fight. One of your teammates is getting into the fight off the bus. Russell Westbrook's the first guy off the bus to help the guy in the team. I like that. He's the first guy into it.
I'm not taking that away. I'm not saying he doesn't.
He was doing whatever it took, whatever he thought it took for OKC to win. He was trying his hardest. And I will always back that. I will always defend that.
How about this? I'm a coach. These 2 are running. I'm like, you got to push this tire all the way down to the lot. So Brian goes in there, and he just wastes all his energy in the first sprint, and then all of a sudden he can't push it anymore. Stacy's smart and conserves his energy. He may not go as fast as he did in the original sprint, but he gets all the way there because he knew how to conserve his energy. That's what Russell Westbrook does. I applaud him for playing hard, but sometimes he does that at a fault. We applaud LeBron James for playing that good in year 15. It's because, he rests some games. He does that so he can have a long career. It's called self-awareness. I just think and as soon as his athleticism goes out the window, because eventually it will. You look at Dwayne Wade, look at Allen Iverson, it hits you hard after all the time. D-Rose. That's going to be trouble.
He's in his 9th or 10th year in the league. He's just averaged 2 triple-doubles. Not for a day, not for a month, for a season, back-to-back years. I just think we hate or we criticize too much. What he's done is no one's ever done in the history, 100 years of the NBA. No one's ever done it. Jordan, Kareem, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson, LeBron James. No one ever. Russell Westbrook just did it 2 years in a row. Like, just why can't we say, great job, and then like,
I say great job. It's an awesome accomplishment, but
we
when you
criticize too
add
much.
Paul George and Carmelo Anthony to your team, and you still keep arguably, I think Adams is underrated for a big man. He's one
good.
of the true
I
best
like
big
Adams.
men in the league.
Yeah.
And
I like
you
Adams.
don't have a better success in the postseason. That should show.
Sure.
If you acquire better players, you should be a better team.
I mean, I just don't think he's no Steph Curry in my opinion. Kevin Durant went to Golden State and flourished with Steph Curry. He battled with Westbrook. I mean, I think that alone proves
exactly
he wasn't coachable. You made Kevin Durant, who was the best player on the team, leave. He had to leave, and now, I mean, you're still.
He's gonna have a part-time gig on Locked In. It's official.
I don't think he battled with Westbrook because he also took 30 shots. I mean, they both took 30 shots, so you can't say he battled with Westbrook.
It's a good point. But isn't there like reports he went to the front office and said, "Hey, we need you to speak to Westbrook"? Like, there's reports saying that he said that, and he obviously left and flourished. And okay, it's easy to say, "Hey, it's the Warriors," but there's a reason why they're the Warriors. Steph Curry's easy to play with. You know what I mean? Like how you just talked about if you switch rosters, if you put Russell Westbrook on the Warriors and KD on the Thunder would be better. The Warriors would be worse.
Yeah. I could definitely see that happening. I mean, at the same time, though, KD is like, but that's why I feel if Curry gets hurt, that the Warriors won't win. Kevin Durant can't do it by himself, in my opinion.
Agree.
So if Curry is the best. He's not the best scorer or probably the overall best player, but he's the most important to that team.
I agree.
If he goes down, Kevin Durant cannot carry a team by himself. He proved that with OKC. That's why.
Yeah, the offense runs completely different.
Yeah, it does.
So you don't want Steph Curry to get hurt, but at the same time, you're not going to be upset if he gets hurt.
I mean, I got hurt my senior year. I don't think anybody felt sorry for me. It's sports. It happens. Things happen.
I like it. Beck, so what's your locked in?
Be all conference next year. To be all conference.
You will be?
Yeah.
Let's go. I like that.
And what would you say you need to do in order to achieve that?
I mean, I would say like right now I have my foot in the door with like in our conference, but it's just taking that next step, like adding that extra weight. That extra experience is already there, so
that's what's up.
Battling.
All right, I like it. All right, I'm gonna go with my locked in. I don't think it's actually as good as the rest of yours. I already said that you were going to commit. I already knew you were going to flourish when we had you call in. I think my locked in is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm not going to say they win the championship, but they are going to beat the Celtics pretty easily than more people think. But I do think they take the series to like 6 or 7 games. If it goes 7, I'm taking Cleveland, but I think they take it to 6 games. Like, I think it's a surprise.
I think 6 is a good
six
series.
is yeah.
And we all are predicting that the Warriors go to the finals, right?
I mean, it's gonna be tough though.
Yeah, they're the
It's
favorite.
going to be tough, but I think they do it.
If Curry is healthy do you think they go to 7?
With Houston,
Yeah.
I think they beat them in 5 or 6.
I think they go to 7.
I think they win in 5 or 6.
I think it's more 6 or 7 than 5 or 6. I think it goes deep. It
I
could
hope-
end at 6.
I hope you guys are
6 or
right. I
7.
really do.
Yeah. If the
I like-
Rockets go up 2-1, it's over.
I like Houston to get an early lead.
It's over.
Bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
2-1.
You made a good point before I think we even went live. They do play down to their competition,
Yeah.
Houston.
They do.
And they've been waiting for this since last year.
Yeah.
And adding Chris Paul is perfect for James Harden. Like a leader, great defensively, another playmaker so he can rest a little bit. They have the ingredients to win. I think Draymond's going to be the deciding factor.
And then you can argue maybe like the best 2 games, the biggest wins back-to-back were Houston going into Utah, Game 3 and Game 4. Because Utah, everyone was loving them. They just beat
Donovan.
Houston. So they went into Utah Game 3 and Game 4 and beat them both handily.
Yeah.
So like that was like
Co-rookie
when
of the
we
year.
got to get going, Houston got going.
Ben, rookie of the year.
No, Donovan.
I like Tatum.
Really?
Tatum.
Tatum?
Tatum's
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 great.
smooth.
Yeah.
No, Ben's guys. Like there's
Ben's
going to
rookie
be
of the
another
year.
Donovan Mitchell in
Is
like
Ben
a couple of
rookie?
years.
Is Ben a
Dude,
rookie?
if you redshirt, you're still a freshman the next year.
Facts.
True.
So he didn't play. He didn't play 1 minute on the NBA court.
He got the mental reps, though.
He did, and I understand. But if you classify him as a rookie, he's without a doubt, I think, rookie of the year. Just because you're not going to see another 6'10" point guard in a really, really long time.
Good point.
You know what I mean? It's like he's one of those players that you don't see.
No, once in a generation.
Yeah, once
player.
in a generation.
Love
You will
him.
see another scorer like Donovan. I'm not saying he's like no slouch. Like he's legit. I think he'll have a great career. But I think Ben's just like transcendent type talent.
The Jazz lost a lot, though, with Gordon Hayward,
No, yeah, they did. Like that's one thing you have to say is
That was a big role
losing.
he stepped in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Being
they
that
weren't even
guy.
supposed to go to the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
at all.
True.
So
Download the podcast, guys. Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, Apple Podcast, everywhere in the world. Thank you so much, Stacy, Brian, being on the show.
what's your handles real quick? So people watching this and the
Yeah.
link, they can catch you on Instagram, Twitter.
Twitter, Stacy Beckton Jr. Instagram, sbeckton98.
Cool.
Instagram at SpaceJam_Jenkins. Twitter is Be Great Bando BANDO2.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Like always, guys, make sure you stay
Locked in.